Get to playing then.
Yep.
All right. Back to the adventures of Tom Raider.
Tom Raider. Is Tom Raider gonna have to tell a bitch?
I need to get a drawing of Tom Raider. I'm almost tempted to try to make that into a new piece of merch.
There we go.
All right. Here we go.
Hey.
I still want to know how they attach those things to the underneath of that rocky outcropping over there. How'd they get out there? I'm very impressed.
It was voodoo.
Wrong country.
It's all voodoo. Like the old Kevin Meaney line. My mom was like, "You're doing voodoo." I know you're down there with your powder chicken lips.
This looks like it's gonna be real dangerous. I know who braids hair. Tom Raider. Now it would basically be the male version of Lara Croft, except
No
not the
relation.
Uncharted guy.
It's like no relation to the football, to the football player.
Sure, I don't know what that is. I don't know who you're talking about.
I think Brady. Tom Brady. Yeah,
Oops.
Tom Brady. Was the quarterback for the. He's currently with the Buccaneers. He was with the Patriots for years and years and years. He's got like fistfuls full of Super Bowl rings.
Can't stay here. It's giving way.
It got dramatic. I was starting to get black and white screen as if I was about to die.
Sounds not. You're not on Discord.
Oh yeah. Thank you. I forgot.
It's alright.
Oh. All right.
It's alright.
Actually, I could see a guy wearing an outfit similar to Lara Croft's usual outfit.
Yeah.
But he's also standing behind a chair, braiding somebody else's hair.
Tom Raider.
God, the water looks so nice in this game. So refreshing.
Now, I got some wings I'm seasoning right now. I'm gonna air fry.
Ooh. Chicken wang.
I just feel like having some chicken wings. We got those packets. You get 10 flats and 10 drumettes.
Right.
Or 5. I'm sorry, of each.
Yeah, that seems to be like the standard thing you get when you order chicken wings at a restaurant, too.
Yeah.
Jonah, I may have found it. The hidden city. I'm gonna look for the serpent with a silver eye.
Ay, ay, ay. No, I'm just
Reminds me of this restaurant I have near where I live, where they have a special of half-price wings every Monday.
Yeah.
Problem is, there's 3 different locations in town, and the one that I'm close to is closed on Monday.
Of course. I was like, this
Half-price
is
wings
funny.
every Monday, you can't have them.
I was telling somebody about this thing when he was telling about all the shows that got canceled, even before they started from Netflix.
Yeah.
Hello?
Well, there's some documentary series or whatever reality series with Harry and Meghan, the former prince and princess of England, and the only reason people care about Meghan is one guy commented, I think it was It's a Gundam, when he said, I don't give a damn about Megan. It's because A, she's married to royalty, and B, she's 1/4 black. And then he mentions quarter black Garrett from Nerdrotic, said he's got more street cred than she does. And then he said, hell, I do.
From what?
Has Megan ever? Huh?
They mentioned
Nerd.
who from what?
The guy goes by the handle quarter black Garrett. I guess because he's 1/4 black. Oh, actually,
Okay.
Megan's 1/16.
But
Garrett
from
is
what?
1/4. Nerdrotic.
Never
That's
heard
a
of it. What's
YouTube-
that?
YouTube channel talking about
Okay.
comics, sci-fi, fantasy, stuff like that. It's guys from various other channels been coming together on Nerdrotic. One of them was from the series Heel vs. Babyface, another one I like.
Who's there?
Hmm.
Hello?
Yeah.
Nerdrotic would be a good OnlyFans channel.
Yeah. I think that's rather the point. It's
Get back! You don't
a
belong
joke.
here!
I got a feeling you're a kid.
I know it hurts.
Come on here, do you? Eh? Jeez. Well, I don't got any quit in him.
The guy had a lot of hit points.
Yeah. Sure. Uh-oh.
Ancient Incan Trinity.
Thank you.
Damn.
Damn, I'm good with this bow.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But I love it when...
Who are you? What's your purpose here?
I'm a researcher. Lara Croft.
They'll be back. We must find safety. Bring her.
They can't let me know the route to the hidden city, now can
Not
they?
only my son, you're my heir. You must not court unnecessary danger. Had you not been there, would this woman have found us? I'm glad you're safe.
Jesus.
If you're not with the cult, how did you find this place?
I followed a map from a temple. I was expecting ruins, not you or any of this. The cult. Why did they attack your son? I recognize their insignia. I know them as Trinity. I'm trying to stop them.
Stop them from doing what?
They're looking for an artifact. Some sort of box connected to a moon goddess.
Why do you want it? To steal it? Sell it?
No. I just can't let Trinity, the cult, get to it first. They're too dangerous.
Why? What have they done to you?
They killed my father. Can I show you something? Do you know what this is?
This is by Titi. You're already here.
Paititi, the hidden city. But what's this eye?
That is a place of death and sacrifice. And you think your artifact is there?
Yes.
No, none who has gone has ever returned.
I'd be willing to try.
You would risk it simply to stop the cult.
Yes.
Yep. Because believe me,
Bring him
you
in.
don't want them getting it.
No.
Jonah.
Are you okay?
Do you know this man?
He's my best friend. Abby,
She's fine.
Who else is looking for you?
there's no one else.
I believe we're seeking the same thing. We will bring you to the serpent with the silver eye, but we'll keep your friend here. You won't get very far if you're lying, and he will not be comfortable.
You don't need to do that.
It's fine. I'll stay.
Etzli, get this woman some clothes. Uchu, keep him company.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
All right.
Nope, Burnswell, they have not built anything new since the map was made. This is a
Pretty nice place.
Quiet.
place hidden from the rest of society.
Anyways.
This is incredible.
Do my thing.
Let's keep McDonald's out of here.
Oof.
You guys got any more of that stir fry in here?
I don't.
So they have an interesting setting in here that I couldn't really explain until now. This outfit that they have Lara wearing right now. Basically, they gave me this outfit so I could fit in and know that I'm accepted as a guest here, right?
Yeah.
So for storyline reasons, I have to be wearing this outfit when I'm in this town. But they have this thing where, what do they call it? A hidden city outfit restriction. They won't let me change it right now, but you can turn that off so that you can wear whatever you want while you're in the city. But they warn you, like, hey, if you do that, you're gonna have some weird narrative inconsistencies while you're playing.
Yeah.
But they'll let you do it, which is kind of cool of them.
No
I like it
real
though.
name.
It's a good
I
outfit.
apologize.
That kind of reminds me.
I have
Hold
to
on.
be careful.
Yeah.
I am the rightful queen, Unuratu.
Watso, she's the Watcher.
Etzli, you still owe me a scouting report.
Yes, Mom. There was one thing this morning.
Yes?
I saw Hakan debating with his neighbor. He seemed angry. As I came near, they suddenly stopped talking. Then they started laughing as if one had told a joke.
He's planning something. Good work.
Thank you, Mother.
It kind of is like a.
Hi.
One thing in RuneScape, if you're on the Lunar Isles, you have to carry this
As you
thing
can
that lets
see,
you pass
secrets
around.
don't stay secret for very long in Paititi. If you were to deviate from the plan,
You'd find out quickly. I see that.
And you have to keep it on you. You can't drop it.
she's here to help me find something I lost.
You can't even put it in the bank.
You don't
Makes
have to
sense.
worry about that.
If that suddenly you don't have it, and it means you're an outsider.
Was
Yeah,
Father
no,
a
you
scout
can't
when
even-
he was my age?
You can't even get it back from the bank because they'll treat you like an
He
outsider.
could be, but he was also very kind.
Suddenly the whole turn town's aggro on you.
Her cape is
Funky,
animated.
isn't it?
Weird.
It doesn't
Yeah.
like going down steps.
Even the.
Look around if you wish.
And the llama's
I will
upset.
be in the market across the river when
Hey.
you're ready to find the box of his shell.
Careful, friend of Unuratu. The Jaguar warriors. Don't get too close to them. They are always watching for.
It seems in a weird way that even these people will be speaking English, but I think it's actually... I choose to believe that they're speaking their native language in Lara.
Don't get too close to
She studies languages, so she knows what they're saying.
Could be. Or they stuck a Babel tape in her ear when she wasn't looking.
Ancient Peruvian fish.
Hmm.
Secret treasure of the Inca.
Mm-hmm.
What I saw. He has them.
Enough, Taki. You lost your dice. Fine.
Taki,
But don't
even back
lie
then.
about it.
And them damn
Doesn't look that
chips.
spicy.
Are you okay?
Even back then, and them damn chips.
No. Pisco the Dead took my dice, and no one believes me. But he took them.
A dead man took your dice. Are you sure you didn't lose them?
Ugh, you're as bad as the rest of them.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'll tell you what. I'll pay very close attention, and if I see Pisco the Dead, I'll ask for your dice back.
Really? You believe me?
It wouldn't be the first time the dead seemed to speak to me.
I agree too.
She's a
I'm not
goofy
giving you
lady.
any lead on where to find or anything, though, kid.
Input.
It's okay, I have a magic map that'll tell me where he is. That's why they're all efforts involve towel. You never go anywhere without your towel. Good
Exactly. That's a fella that knows where his towel is.
point. That's how you make sure you're a real hoopy fruit.
Do you believe that major events in life can be traced back to a single moment? I do. Take what's happening now. Had Amaru and Saidi not fought that day during the famine, and had Saidi not insisted, despite Amaru's wishes, that it should be him who would go beyond the safety of the borders to hunt for the village, perhaps things would be different today. You see, Amaru felt responsible for his brother's death. I heard him the night they pulled Sairi's body from the wilderness. He was beside himself with grief. I think that was the moment. It broke Amaru. He took complete control of Paititi after that. He wanted to protect us all, because he couldn't protect Sairi.
Makes
What a bummer.
sense.
Bummer.
Also, I feel like some of the stuff on Lara's legs is actually tattooing. There's like sandals, but also tattooing, I think. Like dark blue parts don't look like straps. I think that's actually like body paint.
That will be very helpful when faced with the ravenous bug-glad beast of Troll.
Indeed.
Extremely thick creature,
Little
but very
advice.
ravenous.
Stay out of the wilderness, friend. Something dangerous prowls out there. This is as near as I ever go. And even then, I make sure not to keep my back to the jungle for too long at a time.
Sounds wise.
They're
All
playing
right.
ocarinas out there.
Oh, I think that's... Yeah. That's funny. They can't be playing ocarinas. I don't see the weather changing and time remaining.
Yeah. Feel like the time guys in glove and boots were at Comic Con and there's a guy dressed as Link.
Do you understand? Because if you do,
Mm-hmm.
then Nahual will snap you
I'm
up and
letting
put
the
you in
conversation stop. And the guy produces a little chest, opens up, and there's an ocarina in there, and the guy like, ooh, is it a bong? But I wouldn't put it past some people to have tried
Yeah.
that.
For sure.
Whoosh.
Yeah, I feel like this outfit really works for Lara, though. It's pretty good. We should have more of her, during her adventures, dressing up as the local customs, you know?
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, the last one, wearing them furs and everything kind of worked for that place.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, cold as it was.
I'm just popping out of the water in your house.
Hmm.
I hope that wasn't your toilet.
Oh, toilet. Toilet. Toilet.
The people of the Andes have been perfecting the art of weaving for thousands of years. This chuspas is a wonderful example. Woven of llama or alpaca hair and traditionally used to carry cocoa leaves, it clearly highlights the weaver's skill. Beautiful.
It is party.
People of the Andes and the Barneys. Yeah, I made an Andy Griffith joke. What of it?
I mean, who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
The legend is that the Ring of Seven stand guard over riches, but I've looked all over the place and I still haven't been able to find them. It doesn't make any sense. Why go to the trouble of making up a riddle and then not having it pay off?
Ancient
Waste your time.
trolls.
Yeah. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
Somebody should write a song about that.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Show me a sign.
Can't figure out the dialect. I must be missing something.
Need more acts.
¿Qué onda, güero? ¿Qué onda, güero?
Are you Pisco the Dead?
You can see me? At last, Pisco is seen. Are you also dead, Ishiki?
No. So you are Pisco the Dead.
I am Pisco, servant of the gods.
I'm Lara.
Lara. Nice name, Lara. You are not dead.
Neither are you.
Oh, but I am. As a child, I was to be sacrificed. I was brought to the mountain. The ritual was completed, but
But you survived.
only my body. I am dead to all my friends and family. I live by the offerings that are left for me.
I met a boy who says Pisco stole his dice.
Taki? He's the son of a very arrogant noble. He insisted we play a game. He lost. I don't have many things, but I won those dice fair and square. If you want, I'll play you for them. Do you want to play a game?
What's the game?
Talk to 5 people who have been cast out. Hear their wisdom and tell me why Taki lost, and I'll give you the dice.
I can do that.
How many outcasts you got around here? Yes, Personal gets it. Stranger first shot first sink, and she didn't bat an eye. Actually, not only that.
Patoli is said to be one of the oldest games in America, played by all walks of life. Players were known to gamble all of their worldly possessions over a single round, from blankets and precious stones to their homes and even their family's freedom. The god of art and games, Makwul is considered an active participant in the game, responsible with bestowing offerings upon the winner. So much on the line for a simple game. Some things never do change.
Ancient poker.
Ancient Chinese checkers.
Yeah, not only did Stranger burst out of her sink, but a strange village that never has strangers because it's hidden from the entire world.
Can't figure out the dialect. I must be missing
And she's
something.
just like, oh, okay, it must be Tuesday.
Parcheesi, maybe? That name of the dead
Cheesy,
sound like
monotony.
that
Hello.
the name of
Hello,
it did kind of
Ishiki.
sound like Parcheesi.
It's rare to see outsiders in the city.
Pisco sent me to speak with you.
Ah, Pisco. I like him.
You've seen other outsiders.
Only one.
This lady's only wearing a
He
towel.
was handsome, gentle, and kind. We were in love, but our love is forbidden, outlawed by the cult of Kukulkan.
That's awful. I'm sorry.
I was sentenced to death, tied to the cliffs and left to die. On the third day, I welcomed death. That's when he found me, the outsider. He freed me and treated my wounds.
Who was he?
I don't know his name. It's been many years, but I still hope to see him again. I often return to the cliffs, near the condor nests, and collect their feathers. They remind me of him.
That's a remarkable story. Thank you for trusting me with it.
Thank you for listening, Ishiki.
Why everybody keep calling me that?
It's white girl.
Yeah. It's the Peruvian way of calling somebody a honky.
Yeah, basically. Hey, careful now. What was that guy's name?
Not to believe anything they say.
Got kicked off at Twitch for using. Apparently, you can't even say terms for white folks anymore.
It's all beans.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello? Pisco sent me.
Ah, did he?
Did you say you were cast out for lying?
No, he didn't say anything.
I was cast out for telling the truth. That was my mistake.
What happened?
Should I say I've never seen an outsider? If no one believes the truth, it never happened.
What outsiders?
They dress in black and have strange weapons. They hide gold. I told the cult about the gold and the outsiders. They cast me out for lying. Lying? The gold was for them. One day, the cult will be exposed for its hypocrisy.
So what do you do now?
I lost everything, Ishiki. My position, power, reputation. But it took me losing all that to finally see. I had no purpose, no calling.
And you found one?
Yes. I serve the future by protecting the past. Queen Unuratu's line are the rightful rulers of Paititi, not the cult of Kukulkan. Everything I see, everything I hear, everything I know now helps the rebellion.
A worthy cause.
I send people to steal the gold shipments the outsiders deliver from time to time. They never change the drop-off point.
Sounds like you're making a difference in a lot of people's lives. Thank you for sharing. It was nice talking with you.
You too, Ishiki.
So, we know that we've seen some people dressed like ancient Incas. But they have a Trinity symbol on their belt. And they're the ones called the cult of Kukulkan. And now people bearing the description of Trinity are sending supplies to the cult. Sounds like a connection there, huh? Where do I find more outcasts to talk to?
The Paititians made peace with each other and followed Yaskar Yahweh, recently acclaimed as emperor, to a site in the mountains to begin anew, certain they will not make the same mistakes as those before them.
Certainty is how you start making new
All full
mistakes.
up. Can't carry any more.
Good point, Burnswell. Total coincidence, most likely.
Itzamna is the son of the Maya creator god, Hunabku. He was the god of education, responsible for inventing writing and books. This made him an essential figure in the development of Maya culture. He was also god of agriculture and created farming. He even presided over doctors, healing people with the help of his red-hot hand. Usually, Itzamna took on a reptilian aspect, but he was also known as Kinichahal, a fire macaw, who was the patron of the number 4 and controlled drought and disease.
I didn't know numbers could have patrons. Oh god, game is lagging like nuts. Or at least
The
stream is.
protectors failed, and are now doomed to recover what they lost.
Huh. What's going on there, OBS? Also, hello, Kai.
Hello.
This thing is all kinds of misbehaving today. But happy beer day, Kai.
Happy beer day to you too.
Clinkies.
Clink.
That was on your side, Burnswell. Yeah, it's happening on my screen as well. I think Twitch might be having a bit of a lag. Because OBS says my connection's good.
Hey Ray.
Hi there.
It might be might not be your connection, but some games I've noticed try to fight for priority with OBS, and that will cause your frames to drop really, really bad. The only way I've found to fix it is to drop the quality, the graphics quality.
It was fine the last 2 days, though, but maybe there's something about this village. Guys in Twitch chat, has this been happening the whole time I've been in this village? Because I only just noticed it. But I haven't really been looking that much.
It had a couple of hiccups the last couple of days, but not this bad, no.
Twitch was like this morning for when you were streaming, Emily?
It is busy today. Kukulkan may have promised we'll thrive.
Got another stream up and they're not lagging, so well, 2 other streams up and they're not lagging, so I don't know.
How's their view count like though? Because if they're bigger channels, they might be getting better priority for resources. But if it's not,
one of them is not a bigger channel. One of them is, but one of them is not.
Let's see if we can't turn down some fancy graphics stuff.
As you fight with that, how you doing, Ray?
Not too bad.
Advanced. Oh, here we go.
How about you?
I'm not too bad. I've been doing some cursed bullshit today.
Oh?
Not yet. Absolutely true. I've seen it. It was very cursed.
I suppose you're gonna have to DM me about it.
I don't mind talking about it as long as Krendar doesn't mind.
Oh, you go ahead and tell her about your peeled penis.
What the heck?
Okay, so backstory. You've heard me talk about the streamer Brush for Hire before.
Yes.
In fact, I'm getting his Pride Marine that he's doing for this month. He painted up a Pride Marine, and I bought it. It's mine.
Nice.
Well, one of the things that happens on his stream, if you've been there for long enough to see this, is he has a thing with how he eats bananas. Is probably the second most cursed thing I've ever seen in my life, and as soon as I saw it, my reaction to this was like, huh, I think I'm home. Because what he did is he took a banana and he drew a face on it as though it were screaming.
I was expecting
and then he took a fork, stabbed down its length, split it open down the serration that he created, and then ate the meat out of the banana through the slit.
I didn't mean to interfere, but Trinity's here.
That's not the only cursed way he eats a banana. He also will occasionally, as I've posted pictures of in my Discord, he will peel a banana normally and then take a bite out of the side of it while looking deadpan into the camera. So there's a thing with bananas and him on his stream. Well, an artist on my mini factory has a thing with... Well, okay, first a little bit more. There's been a thing with dinosaurs in the 3D printing community for a long time. It started off with Jurassic Park, because Jurassic Park was the first movie series to really, make 3D printing a household thing, a conversation that could be had, because they featured one, I think it was in Jurassic Park 2.
Guts to say it, apparently. The
I may be wrong on that. It was either 2 or 3.
Line that sacrifices to restore the sun.
So it started that conversation. So Jurassic Park is very important to the 3D printing community.
So it's no wonder they aren't voiced.
Right down to the fact that before Silent Steppers, people were making their 3D printers sing the opening theme song.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Even I've done this. It was really cool. But as with all... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, eating a banana in and of itself is already pretty cursed. So.
Kind of.
Yeah, well, you're Canadian.
No matter how you eat it.
There are good ways of eating a banana.
Sometimes as a smoothie.
Or bread. Banana bread is fucking delicious. I will die on that hill. Anyway.
Agreed.
As with anything that humans get involved with, it starts off as something relatively innocent, and then somebody goes, dicks. And eventually, one of the major things that we had, which was a 3D printable T-Rex, somebody modified it with a penis for a head, and it became the Caucasaurus Rex.
Good name.
And there have been multiple iterations of the Caucasaurus Rex. And an artist on my mini factory took this adding penises to things thing way far, to the point of having frogs with penises for heads, to the point of having cactuses that were penis shaped. This guy has literally everything. If it can be penised, he's done it. Well, one of the things that he has penised is a banana that has been peeled. So the peel has been peeled back, and instead of a banana, there's an incredibly veiny cock.
But it looks like it's might be made out of banana, but still fleshy. It's weird.
So this a friend of mine that I've made through Brush's chat printed several of these, and there's just a picture in my Discord of him with an ear-to-ear shit-eating grin with just an armload of these fucking things. And he told me that there's a thing going on in the background in Brush's chat where it's going to be him, somebody else, a bunch of people with 3D printers and access to this file are going to 3D print these fucking bananuses, if you will, paint them up, because all of them are miniature painters, and send them to Brush without him knowing. I don't know what anybody else is doing. I know that Blake, the guy who told me about it, is doing like a zombie theme, so he's gonna have like the banana skin be black and the skin of the dick be like green with like yellow oozing pustules and stuff.
Yep.
Like a whole zombie theme on it. It's gonna be freaking grody and amazing. And then he telling me about this, and I know damn well that he's telling me this because if you hang out with Brush, you're some level of degenerate, and if you know me, I'm some level of degenerate. So Blake told me, knowing I would get involved with this.
Oh, no.
So say goodbye to $4 of my hard-earned money, and I bought the bananas, and I have printed it out. But before I printed it out, I went in and said, you know what? I'm going to put my own spin on it. I'm going to add a Jacob's ladder and a Prince Albert. Now, the Jacob's ladder is a series of piercings that go along the underside of the shaft, and the Prince Albert is the one that goes down through the middle and behind the gland end. So I have modeled in piercing holes for that. I printed it in a skin tone, and the idea is that I'm going to take I'm going to paint it up to where the whole thing is in flesh tones, like the peel, everything. Like the inside of the peel is going to be like this, like rosy red, wet-looking meat stuff. And I'm going to just go full meat on this thing, and then I'm going to put the piercings in place.
Full meat,
and
Nana.
That's going to be my my addition to this. What the fuck are we doing to brush?
Congratulations, Kai. You made it 5 times more cursed than it was to begin with.
Yep.
Actually, she, in this case, Gamley, but after the last Airbender anime, I mean, it's obviously anime.
It's not.
By the way, as far as the lag thing goes, it's definitely a Twitch side thing, because I looked at, like if I look at OBS here, to me it looks completely smooth. So OBS is capturing properly. So something happening on the Twitch end. It's probably just not consistent, I guess. Let's see what this guy's gonna say.
Hello. Are you an outcast?
Yes, Ishiki. Hello.
I heard you talking about a white capybara.
Oh, not just one. There are many of them.
Pisco sent me to speak to all those who are cast out. You're a hunter.
I am now. I was once a farmer, but that wasn't the life for me. I felt trapped. Forced to live up to the duties and expectations brought down by my family. I finally refused and went my own way.
And a white capybara was responsible.
No, Ishiki. A herd of them. One night they assaulted my field, trampled everything, but I did nothing to stop them. I just watched. They gave me an idea. A herd of these capybara, all white. What if I could hunt them? What if I could finally get away from the fields?
So you did it?
Best decision I ever made. My father disowned me, gave the farm to my sister, but that's fine with me. I'm a hunter now. They call me Paimo the White.
Thank you for the entertaining story, Paimo.
Thank you, Ishiki.
Also, Gimli, my friend Kai here, usually in the past has been using a voice changer, but it's not working right now, so she sounds a little different than normal. That may have thrown you off. Maybe you didn't recognize her as the same person.
Yeah,
My wife is very
again,
ill,
you know, that's...
as are many others. A sickness brought by the outsiders.
That's the thing.
Someone
I
should
don't...
do something.
You know this better than anybody, Kren. I don't go off on people for that shit. Mistakes happen. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. I'm just letting Gamley know.
It's when people get belligerent or violent about it that I have an issue.
Or it's not a mistake so much as being done on purpose to be a dick. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and this was clearly a mistake. I was just giving you a little bit of shit by saying you've been told before. Hence me sticking my tongue out at you.
Beautiful animals, aren't they?
Which you totally saw.
So gentle. Even the wild guanaco in the wilderness.
Well, that's
They
why I
love
put
to
it in
be
text
petted.
form.
The gods approve.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Twitch right now. Oh well.
Do kids storm authority where you come from, Ishiki?
I think it's part of growing up, pushing boundaries. Are they in danger?
No.
Do you know what it looks
The
like
guards
through
threatened,
OBS,
but
out of
when they
curiosity?
were young, they threw rocks at guards too.
With the frame rate, you
Looking
mean?
through Discord's
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I checked it in OBS and it looked like a proper frame rate to me in OBS.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Burnswell on this one. That honestly does sound like priority problems, like I said.
Oh yeah, maybe. Because it's happened to my camera too.
Yeah.
It's a priority thing. I don't know how to get around it.
Hey, love.
Yeah, apparently
there's snow.
The food decision was so difficult because the decision might have more than chicken. Newsflash, it has chicken.
You sound really muffled, Snow. What are you saying?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out a lot, love.
That better?
Yeah.
Hard to say.
Microphone was wandering.
Okay, yeah, you sound normal now.
It's Krendar's adventures, not microphone adventures.
Yes. Nah, apparently, trying to figure out food was difficult because it's like, okay, raising canes, they have chicken. But what if they have something other than chicken? They have chicken.
Don't. That's all they have.
Is somebody upset about the idea that they have chicken?
She's gotta deal with stupid people.
As it was foretold,
I do.
heralded
So
by
that's
the
yes,
color
then.
of flame burning through the
The
night.
kind of stupid people that you just want to have the loudest, most obnoxious sex right next to their head to make them uncomfortable.
Okay. Sure.
That kind of obnoxious people.
Wow.
At least I have chicken. Leroy!
Yes.
Leroy chicken.
I'm not wrong, am I, Snow?
Nope.
That was the last thing Leroy Jenkins said in that video when they were telling Leroy, you idiot. You know, it's like you ruined everything. He goes, at least I have chicken.
I want somebody to open up Leroy's fried chicken.
Leroy's chickens?
Yeah. Although I discovered last night, did you guys know that Danny Trejo has a taco restaurant?
Oh, yeah.
I want to eat there. Finally reached the point in Far Cry 6 where I got to do the mission with Danny Trejo.
Boy.
And you have to protect him while he's cooking tacos.
All right. Oh, by the way, Kai, have you played Far Cry Primal?
I have not.
Okay. I was just
Get
thinking
to
the
it.
other day.
I don't understand. It's almost like a creel.
Just playing with my bananas right now. Making
Pure
sure
eye.
the piercings are gonna work.
Ishiki, would you like to hear a story? One that my mother used to tell.
I would love to.
You've noticed the pools throughout the city, haven't you? Do you know why they exist?
No, why?
I've already disgusted everyone in the house with it.
Of course. Well, then it's perfect. That's how you know success.
One day, she knelt beside one of the pools, and a fish surfaced. She became very angry.
It's always funny what my mother finds awkward that just doesn't faze me at all. She looked at it and said, I don't even want to touch it, that's disgusting.
I remember
and disappeared.
they had there was an interview in Rolling Stone with Bart Simpson. This was back in the 90s.
Was never found. Some say
And asking questions like, what does he think of, like, you know, the parental warnings on records? And he says, I'm for it. Why waste your money on music that's not going to piss off your parents?
So what are the kids doing this?
I did not show them that. I thought that was a bit far.
Hey, kids!
You said everyone.
The most that they saw was the back end of it with my hand firmly clamped around anything that was not banana.
You like bananas?
I mean, technically, all of it is banana.
Banana.
I will do a lot of questionable shit. That was beyond the line for me.
Okay, fair.
Lost track of dude fella.
Oh no.
Oops.
I guess I'm not sure if I need to go back to him.
Must find dude fella.
Worry about it later. You want me to talk to 5 people, then go back to him. I'm not sure if I found all 5 or not. I found either 4 or 5, but then I tried to go back to him. He's not on my map anymore, and I lost track of what building he's in. But don't worry about it later.
A gangster movie in California. A gangster movie in California. The dude fellas.
California, no sign of party.
Yeah, there's a read-a-majig down here.
This depicts the story of Viracocha, the father of all creation. He formed the heavens, the earth, the sun and stars, the moon, time itself, and all living beings, including the other
Busy
gods.
boy.
At first, Viracocha was considered to be the supreme god of the Inca, but with time that honor passed to his son, Inti, the god of the sun. Still, Viracocha retained his link to the sea. His name literally means fat or foam of the sea.
Gross.
Weird. I guess that's one way to describe it.
Yeah. Wonder if he's ever met Aphrodite. Considering she was born of sea foam, but that meant something very different in her mythology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically, it's not wrong.
Yeah. You got a follow up for that comment there, Snow?
Yeah, technically they're not wrong by stating that.
Sigu.
Because, yes, she was born of sea foam. And also when someone, another entity, I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but cut off the balls of one of the other ones and threw it into the ocean, and boop, there we go.
Yep.
I think it was Zeus removing the bits of Cronus.
Probably.
You know who would know this?
My sister Artemis.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
It's her family after all.
She actually knows her Greek very, very well.
It's almost like that might be why she chose that name.
Potentially. That and any of the native-themed ones might be considered just a little bit racially insensitive these days, even though it would be entirely acceptable for her to do so.
Oh, you mean like that story of there's this high school somewhere in America, I forget where, a few years ago. They put out some rules about certain costumes being restricted from a Halloween party. Now, there were these 5 friends who wanted to go to the Halloween party dressed as a mariachi band together. But they wouldn't let them because that's culturally insensitive somehow. Because representing a culture is racist somehow. Here's the best part. They were Mexican. It was their culture. You can't make fun of Mexican culture. We are Mexican. Still not allowed. Somebody will get offended.
Like, are they Mexican?
The really stupid
Yes.
people. Oh, it's okay.
No,
I'll
I mean,
get offended for you.
Well, the people offended? No, probably white people.
Yeah, I'm saying with the people who are offended Mexican. If not, fuck them.
I gotta say, you know, we white people are so easily offended at somebody else's problem.
Right? And also think about this. The sheer irony. White people were stopping Mexican people from dressing as Mexicans because they thought it might offend somebody.
Yeah.
So, in other words, this is still white people oppressing Mexican people.
Pretty much.
Don't tell them that. Let them figure that shit out on their own. I'm waiting.
Waiting for the inevitable facepalm, eh?
I'm waiting for them to realize that. We fucked up.
I wish I had faith enough to believe that they might actually figure that out on their own, but they never will. Alright, let's do a story. Hello? I'm supposed to talk to you, but you're ignoring me. There we go. Talk to her by going and walking up to the crowd instead.
The idea is, no, you're supposed to come in costume.
Oh.
Cultist, waiting for their deity to appear.
Oh, jeez.
When the catastrophes come, the god Kukulkan must be sacrificed to power the sun. Otherwise, the world dies.
Sacrifice a god?
The sacrifice is my duty. But this cult leader will take my place and attempt to become the god. He believes we can remake the world and live in a paradise of his design.
Remake the world?
What?
I've heard those words before.
There he is!
Yeah, that's him, all right. It's Dr. Minguez.
That's Dr. Minguez.
Oh, she said it that way, too.
The instrument of our unity and salvation. Soon, our dreams of peace and safety
What
will
you
be
got there? A
realized.
knife!
I will stab fate with it.
Call him Kukulkan.
It's not a very
His real
effective
name
knife.
is
It doesn't
Amado.
have a scope on it.
He was born here,
Why would
but
you
raised,
do that?
lied
Gosh.
to by outsiders. The people believe in him.
But you don't.
My late husband, Saidi, was his brother. They had differences over the future of Paititi. When Saidi died, Amado devoted himself to the cult.
You have seen the storm. You are worried about worse to come. I assure you that Paititi will persevere and thrive forever!
I know him well. If Amado is successful, all of us who disagree will never see this paradise. The rebels will be discarded.
Not if they don't find the box.
Yes. Our best hope is to find it first. Perhaps Amado might still be brought to see love and reason.
Death to the outsiders! Retribution will come!
Hakan! Enough!
We must strike while the snake is within reach.
Justice will be met in good time. Do not jeopardize our rebellion for the sake of impulse.
Ah, jeez. Yeah, fucking tell you.
Edsley, go scout ahead. We'll meet you at the edge of the mountain. Last warning. Go. Follow Edsley. Your clothing won't hide you long from these guards.
Okay, I'll find the box.
You've been warned to keep the peace.
I was just out for a pleasant stroll with my son.
Amar is losing his patience.
It won't happen again.
Well, Burnswell, VSync off entirely right now.
Jonah, can you answer?
Do you think half rush rate will improve things?
Everything's okay.
Dominguez is here. He's the leader of the cult of Kukulkan. That's what Unuratu's rebels are fighting. He's been here for years. Trinity controls Paititi.
Whoa.
I'm going to the Eye of the Serpent. We have to get the box before the next cataclysm hits.
I think I have it off. Let me double check.
I have definitely missed quite a bit of this game.
2 streams worth, about 6 hours.
Yep. Got some catching up I'll have to do before I pop in the next time around.
You've been busy.
Yeah. Very unfortunately busy.
Hey, sometimes life do be like that.
You know what? I'll set it to half anyway and see if anything happens. Look at some Cliff's Notes version of it, Ray. That knife he was holding is a magic artifact that, well, for one thing, taking it away from its hiding place that we found it in Mexico started a series of basically catastrophes that's going to lead to an apocalypse. But they also want to combine it with a silver box, which will allow them to destroy the world and then remake it in the however they want. So he's trying to basically make himself into a god. And we don't want the world to be destroyed for obvious reasons, so...
And yet another
basically,
bad
he's a
guy
megalomaniac trying to remake the world in his design. And we don't want him to. And right now we're in a hidden village that's hidden away from the rest of the world, and that's why they're still basically ancient Inca here.
Makes perfect sense.
We're in Peru, by the way.
I had a inkling.
An Incaling?
Pun
Shame on you.
intended.
Exactly.
Oh, come on. It's my birthday. I can get by with some stuff.
Good pun.
Fair. Still shame on you. How's your birthday bun, by the way?
That did not help.
Mostly good. Except for the fact that my gut decided that it was going to turn itself inside out. So, there's that.
Oof.
Yeah. It's not been happy today, but it finally eased up after I got a little bit of a nap because I decided that I woke up at 10 p.m. yesterday and I did not get any sleep after that until what was it? 2 o'clock today?
Oh, and turns well, the logic for how he won't get destroyed along with the rest of the world when he wiped out the world is because he'll become a god in the process.
It's because he's holding the reset button.
Right. And either he believes he'll become a god, or at least everybody else that he's making into a cult seems to believe it anyway.
We'll make Patiti great again.
I don't recognize you. What are you doing here? Where did you get that tunic?
It was given to me by Unuratu.
Oh, you are the Queen's guest? I meant no offense. Please, you must forgive me.
It's all right.
Must I?
How may I help you?
I want you to forgive me, but I'm going to order you to forgive me. Let's see. We'll buy that.
The gods
That's
favor
got to
us
just
both.
be a quirk of language.
No, don't say that though. You know.
Yeah. It's like I command you to forgive me. That's
Here
just
you go.
Yeah.
For some, that's a quirk of language. For others, it's a I have the power here. How dare you?
Mm-hmm. All right, so I got the knife upgrade here, but I
await your return.
cannot afford it yet. That's fine. Come back. I got that much.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Okay. Oh, there's the more side. More cats are over there. And there's a crypt over here, which I assume I get in through over there. Alright, let's do this thing first. Actually, wait, where am I? There. Actually, no, let's try to do the crypt first. Because I'm closer to that. Plus, maybe I want to see if getting outside of the village will help stream lag. I don't think it's going to affect the recording, I don't think. So, on YouTube, this will probably look okay. For the 2 people that watch this on YouTube.
I didn't know you had a YouTube.
I do. I basically just take the recordings of the stream and put there.
I need to investigate these.
And then 2 or 3 people out of the entire internet watch it. So.
Well, you now have an additional one once I figure out which channel you are. Oh.
I'll toss a link in chat here.
Yay.
Sorry, in Twitch chat, that is. There you go.
Wait, that works just fine for me.
Streams on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You'll end up going there. The ones I do on Monday and Tuesday with Kai and Snow playing along, I don't record those ones.
Fair.
But they're fun too, in a different way.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm too
game.
embarrassing for YouTube.
I mean, you're still on there because you're here right now. You're just not playing the game.
Yeah, it's because when I play the game, I'm even worse. Okay.
I don't know. We're talking about paninuses today.
I mean,
and how they peel off with like wet, bloody flesh colors and stuff.
Not bloody, rosy. I want it. So basically, the goal is to try and sort of make the inside of the peel look like the inner, like, rosy colored flesh of. I guess the only real corollary I could pull would be like with the labia.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want it to look like it's supposed to be there, not like body horror.
I see what you mean.
Like, it's body horror, don't get me wrong, but I don't want it to be, like...
It doesn't fully look like the inside of skin that's been peeled off forcibly.
Right, it looks like skin that's been peeled off like it's supposed to have been.
I can't properties this. There's supposed to be a way I can increase the priority of this here, but I don't see how to do it. Oh well. Let's see what happens. Like I said, maybe it was because I was in the village. Details tab. Let's try that. Details. Oh, there's like 6 OBSs. Or it's Discords. Okay, OBS, where are you? There. Okay, now I can do properties. Oh, priority. High. Okay. Let's see what happens now.
Okay, it looks stable.
Well, that did improve things.
Yes.
Nice. All right, we're in business.
Woot.
Wish I knew about that an hour ago, but I was too busy to look things up. Thanks, Burnswell. And it hasn't affected my performance on the game on my end either, so it's not like it's screwed up the gameplay itself. I like it.
Likes it.
Mikey likes it.
Mike would be a terrible name for you.
Which is hilarious because I was in an email exchange with a certain company recently, during which, after a few exchanges, they started calling me Mike. I don't know why.
Why?
Great question.
Not even fucking close.
I don't know. I think I'd like the mic. That way I could tell the ladies, get on the mic.
Oh.
Wow.
Of course you would.
I mean, I appreciate that you're trying to help me out like that. Sorry, Kai, I had to do it. You were being too aggressive.
Those are not my people. I don't know what the fuck those are. Those are not my people.
Dire fox wolves.
I mean, I can. They're not properly your people because I didn't hear nearly enough scrim.
Mm.
Maybe you meant my Krendar. Well, that would have been a little bit confusing too, since this was not in communication via YouTube or Twitch, so you would have no reason to call me that either. It was very confusing. He was probably talking to somebody else called Mike and got the two of us confused. Alright, this thing says they are... Never mind, it won't tell me. I thought the icon was going to be like, oh, this is what that animal's called. Nope.
I think I'm going to go with silver. Silver studs for the Jacob's ladder.
But wouldn't gold conduct the electricity better?
I'm gonna use gold for the things themselves, but the ball ends are going to be silver.
Oh, you should. We should do a proper satisfactory wise and use Caterium.
What?
I don't have any Caterium filament.
Why not?
I'm not entirely convinced it exists.
Of course not.
So you're
That's
saying
why it's called science fiction.
You saying I shouldn't do the curse, Anna? Is that what you're implying?
Of course you should do the cursed banana. What are you talking about?
Well, you told me to do something I can't possibly do, so that tells me that you think I shouldn't do the cursed bananas.
Yes, it's definitely that, and not that I was making a joke.
Obsidianium.
I mean, there are worse things. Those are really pretty.
Ah, here we go. Keep common carrion. Wait. I just did something that seemed like it was a challenge, but there's not. You're not going to tell me what the challenges are? Here's some. Okay. Keep common carrion. Condor feathers. High dives. Nam Dios. Electricity conduction is important. Yep, you can't have a proper Jacob's ladder through your donger without the proper conduction of electricity. Which now gives me a bizarre mental image of Frankenstein's monster with one.
That is an image I did not need.
Me too. It's alive.
Okay, water looks deep enough.
I mean, electricity helped him stand up, so.
Oh, wow.
May Chuki have woven us each a tunic of the finest wool by the time we reach the afterlife.
Good point. I mean, if you're going to the afterlife, you need a nice tunic.
You want to be dressed to the nines.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'll have that. Up right there. Okay, I should be doing high dives though, so I need to swan dive into the water rather than just tip my put my Little foot tips in there. Tippy toes.
Tiptoe into it.
Yeah. Ah! That didn't work. Lara? Never mind, you don't feel like doing it. Maybe that's not high enough. Is that so?
You alright over there?
Oh, I am magnificent now. I just popped off a nice plate of buffalo wings, so.
Ah. Blind. Got water. Air. I found some air, but now I'm blind.
Ugh.
That was some very bright oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, no, don't tell me about the artifact I just had. Tell me about air again.
Yeah.
Air is important.
It's alright. One of these days I'll kick the addiction, though.
Why is there? It's there to blow up volleyballs, blow up basketballs.
Basketballs are important to this culture. How else are you going to know how to sacrifice? Or who? More importantly.
I'm not sure that basketballs are used in sacrifice.
Well,
no, but it helps you
don't
decide.
know much about the Aztecs then.
Oh, you're talking about that culture, okay.
Yeah.
It's not really how
Aztecs
basketball works, though.
Mayan / Incan. They seem to have that in common.
The Aztec, Mayan, Incan basketball-like game was very much not like anything the game we play today.
Yeah, we don't sacrifice the losing team.
Well, they have similar origins, but it's just not the same.
And the NBA would be a lot more exciting, though, wouldn't it?
It really would be.
I don't know if that's possible to open that thing down there. Ow, my ear.
Yep. That was a beep.
It sure was.
Working on your printer, honey?
Yeah, I'm not sure why it did that.
I couldn't tell you.
Why it did the beep or why it did an error?
Why it errored out in order to beep. Like, I know why it beeped, it thought it ran out of filament, but it did not.
It did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Some reports say that it was the winners that got sacrificed. Well, that doesn't sound like much motivation to me, unless the sacrifice was considered to be an honor. Which it may have been.
Things were pretty metal back then, so...
Fair point. Fair point.
I'm just glad this place isn't full of piranhas like the other one.
Well, you're not in the Amazon, so...
I didn't think
You know you only have piranhas in the Amazon, you know that.
Piranhas.
I'll tell that to the piranhas that were eating me earlier in the game.
I feel like my reference might be being missed.
Probably.
There are no clownfish here either.
Aha, there we go.
So what's the reference?
Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo.
I was gonna guess that, but I wasn't sure.
You know, that movie would have been really weird if they actually went based off of nature.
Why?
It would have gone very weird. Whole different movie.
Cause Okay, the two clownfish, father and son, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, clownfish can change like their everything, right?
You did not know that.
Male to female and back again.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so they're frogs.
So,
okay.
So one of them would have
No, they're fish.
One of them would have ended up changing to boink the other one to make more clownfish.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
Up with that California science shit.
I mean, they're just a very close family.
Congratulations, a kids movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for kids.
Hello, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Perfect timing there, Dan.
Yep, transforming clownfish.
If you're actually there, Dan.
Well, I'm mostly here.
Now you're there.
Friggin', the con was long and I am tired, so. Hung out with Goobs and the lot over in Self-Made Nerds for a little while and played some Gunfire Reborn, but I am wiped out.
You're tired.
Tie us back to earlier. There's a kid's book called Piranhas Don't Eat Bananas.
I can believe it.
I mean, if it were the banana that I'm doing, very possibly could. It's a meat banana.
Error.
Meat nana.
I mean, there actually is a fish that no. I don't want to squeak the everybody.
Do it.
But it's fun.
Okay, did you know that there's a fish that will actually swim up there?
Oh yeah.
Oh
and get caught?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Aware of this.
Yeah, that's why I'm terrified of the Amazon.
That's one of many good reasons to be.
Because it's game over. It's
There's
game
a reason
over,
why
man,
it's
if that
called
happens.
Green Hell.
Game over, man.
It's beautiful, but it is if you are not one with the elements,
then you'll become one with the elements.
yeah, you'll become fertilizer very fucking quick. Green Hell is a very accurate representation of the Amazon. It's absolutely beautiful. It'll fucking kill you.
In many different ways.
Yeah, the fucking Aussies, they got it easy compared to the Amazon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. At least they can kill the shit that wants to kill them. A lot of the shit in the Amazon you can't even see to kill you. Or to kill. And the shit you can see is more powerful than you by orders of magnitude.
I think there's a... Hey, Blast, isn't there a planet in Warhammer 40k that's basically the whole planet is the Amazon? It's one of the death worlds?
Catachan.
Catachan, yeah.
That's why the Catachan Imperial Guard is such a bunch of crazy motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, those guys are crazy. I actually there's that one 40k game called Gladius, the one that's kind of like Civilization game.
Yeah.
That game has managed to actually teach me what some of the creatures I've been reading about actually look like. And the Catachan Devil is terrifying.
But not as much as the Catachan Face Eater.
So for the rest of you, imagine something that's halfway between a centipede and a scorpion and is also the size of an elephant.
Holy.
Sounds adorable.
But imagine a thing that can basically tear the flesh from your face, and it looks like a towel.
Sounds adorable. Can I have one?
I mean,
tear the face, the flesh from your face looks like a...
Yeah, that's how people like how it got its name. Basically, it eats flesh, but you know, with it laying there, it looks like a simple hand towel. Somebody took it for one, and well,
whoopsie.
Looks like a hand towel and hates you on a personal level.
Kind of like hand towels.
Yeah.
Like the description.
If you think about it. Hand towels kind of hate you too. They just don't tell you.
Mhm.
Hand towels are judgmental.
Not all towels. Not when they get really high.
Hand
I'm
towels.
Unless
so high, yo.
unless you work in a restaurant kitchen, and then hand towels are your safest tool.
I'm so high, yo.
They probably still hate you though because you're constantly burning them on hot pans.
Legit.
Like, when everything becomes sentient, we're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, aye.
Oh.
It always comes back to
just a
towels,
little
burns
bit.
well.
Like, we're like, completely. But it's not like 30% fucked. We are 110% fucked on the minimum.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna mute because I'm gonna be snacking on something a little noisy, and I don't want to disturb the stream. But
Appreciate it.
I'm still gonna
Enjoy.
be here. I'm still gonna be here listening. If I need to answer something, I will. It may take me a moment to unmute.
Okie dokie.
Oh,
Thanks for the heads
raised.
up.
And
So
I
that was the
suspect I
crypt up
need
there.
to
It was
get
very
dinner.
confusing
So
though.
I remember some.
I will return.
See you then.
Okie dokie.
Shoo whoosh.
Whoosh.
Hurry back.
I'm trying to figure out this crypt because usually you get goodies in those places, but I couldn't find anything while I was in there. I just got lost a lot. Maybe I need a rope ascender in there too, because I need one here. I think I will go elsewhere for now until I get a rope ascender, and I don't remember where the hell that is. Alright, we'll just return to the main quest for now. Actually, no, we'll finish this up. We're gonna find 2 more outcasts to have a chat with so we can get some kids' dice back.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's a challenge. Interesting.
Oh, jeez, man.
Split, 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 split.
Somebody's showing a picture of it's hidden tiny everything. This is just a Lego original. Lion Knight's Castle. 4,514 pieces.
Oh, wow.
And it's $300.
Yeah.
I don't know what it actually is, but Legos are expensive these days.
The guy that's posting it, he's English. He said 350 pounds, so that's going to be around.
Oh, that's like $700.
About $400.
No, that's way more than that.
No, the pound ain't that much anymore.
It's not that little either. Look up a currency exchanger.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I guarantee you it's more than 400 at least.
427.
Really? The pound's
Yeah.
that weak now.
Yeah, it's
Holy
1.22
crap.
United States dollars.
Yikes.
Jeez. Maybe I'm thinking of it as translating to Canadian dollars, because I've always been used to it being either double or close. I think it's maybe 1.5 times now, but...
Well, it looks really nice. A lot of detail. There's like a water wheel onto the side there. There's little merchant stalls, an ox cart, all kind of little figures to go with it. Horses, knights, peasants, wizard.
Maybe Lego was always expensive, and I just never really knew because I was a kid.
Blast.
Yeah.
I saw some stuff that I think you would have appreciated today. I went to a local convention here called Tremendicon.
Yeah.
And one of the booths was set up. It was a cosplay makeup booth, but the guy had brought in some of his personal items to sell.
Yeah.
And he had Legos, original, still in box Star Wars Legos. Like he had the Han Solo and Carbonite with the original Boba Fett mini.
Wow.
Still in the box. He had the it was the TIE Destroyer, I think is what they were called. It was the TIE Fighter, but it had the long pointed fins on either side. And he had that still in box.
Interceptor?
It was one of the TIE Interceptor, that's what it is.
Yeah.
He had that. He had the Jango Fett Slave 1. And he was giving me prices. He said that Han Solo and Carbonite one, he bought it, when he bought it, it was like $4. It's now worth about $800. Since it's all still unopened, in box, good condition, like in really good condition. So they were some pretty impressive Lego sets. Made me think of you. Like I bet I'll tell Blast about this, but it was
nice.
It was neat seeing those.
I definitely enjoyed Legos as a kid. I was never super creative with it, though. I usually just made whatever the set was, like followed the instructions. But it was fun.
I remember attempting to make, like, a hoverboard situation.
Oh, nice.
One. I mean, granted, no actual parts to make it actually hover, but, like, that was the design I was going for the thing. I've got these more flexible little puzzle pieces that kind of fit together like Lego sets.
Uh-huh.
That I got super creative with and tried to make a various game systems out of these pieces.
Oh, nice.
Even made something look as though it was a touchscreen thing.
Actually, I saw a thing the other day. Somebody made a gigantic monitor inside of Satisfactory, and the monitor was running Satisfactory in Satisfactory.
Nice.
Probably just faked to look like the loading screen or something. Like I don't know if there's any way to actually make the game run like that. Like the game's not that programmable, but it was amusing. Maybe it was that thing that I already got. Let's get back to trying to find these people. I was trying to find that thing that the riddle was pointing me to, but maybe I already got it.
Now
you an outcast?
Hello. Are you one of the outcasts?
That's what I said.
Yes, Ishiki. I'm Chaska.
I'm Lara. Pisco sent me.
Pisco the dead? Sent you to me?
I was sent to you by a dead fish.
Did you lose a game of Patoli?
No. A boy Taki lost his dice. I'm trying to win them back for him. Pisco wanted me to talk to all those who've been cast out before he gives them back to me.
I'm surprised he didn't try to play you for them.
He is.
Ah, well, all I can tell you is this. Like Pisco, I was cast out. I lost my job and my position. But not because of an accident, because of something I did and would do again.
What happened?
Do you have any children?
No.
Neither do I. I did not receive the blessing of Ishel. But for my mistress, I was the midwife for her 3 children. I loved them like they were my own, until I lost my position.
What did you do?
I'm a thief, Lara.
What did you steal?
A jade necklace.
Why?
The youngest, Kiara, she saw the necklace while visiting a friend. She took it. They were coming for her. They would have cast her out. She was an only child. I said I took it. My mistress took the necklace from me and threw it on the floor, breaking it.
and cast me out instead.
I'm so sorry.
Shouldn't you have given
Don't
it
be
back
sad
instead
for
of
me.
breaking it?
I would do it again. Kiara's learned her lesson, and she has a good life. As for me, I serve Ishal now through my weaving, the way my mother taught me. And my Kiara comes to visit me sometimes.
Thank you for sharing that, Chaska. Kiara was lucky to have you.
Be well, Ishiki.
She gives me this really nice story and then just starts swearing.
Unuratu approached the throne through the
Her
crowd.
crime was
She walked
protecting the
beside it, but
kid.
did not sit.
Yeah.
Why do we continue to believe this lie? She asked the crowd. Kukul Khan controls this city, and I will no
Also,
longer wear a smile
I
and
don't care
pretend it
how
is any
mad you
different.
get.
I will not be
Don't
his
ever show
puppet,
anger in front of a
trotted out
kid.
to wave and smile. The guards cut her off quickly and ushered her away. Then they advanced, with weapons drawn to disperse the crowds.
Yeah.
All right. Let's have a quick break.
All right.
Okay.
Need to grab a new drink. So, everybody take care of your stuff. Back in a minute.
All right. See you then.
I like this one. There's that the older I get, the more I side with the witches from fairy tales who just moved out to the woods and killed anyone who came on their property. And then again, what was it? Somebody had the thing. It says, "Why do I now find myself siding more with the Disney villains than the princesses?" It's just a gif of Maleficent fools. It's yep.
I mean, everything would have been fine had everyone not been mean to her.
Mm-hmm.
She only wanted to be invited to a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with Hansel and Gretel. And nobody telling them to come start eating person's house.
Also, let's be honest. Maleficent has always been one of Disney's best villains.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
She's got style.
They say they're doing a live action Disney's Hercules. I say live action Hercules. How like fucking
They're live actioning all of Disney's stuff, and it's kind of saddening.
And they say it may have Bruce Campbell as Hades.
Oh, I'm up for that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I really don't like the way they represented Hades. Like the actor did a good job. I don't like.
Oh.
Actually, the thing that was weird with Disney's Hercules, at least 3 of the characters were just like people from New York in ancient Greece.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Hades
James
and Phil were just like absolutely New York stereotypes.
Yep.
And I think one of the women. Oh yeah, the Megara. She was basically like a stereotypical like Jewish Bronx princess type.
But at that point, I'm like, it's like, you're doing a live action Hercules. They've been doing a live action Hercules movie since the fucking 50s, man. Italy had the market wrapped up on that forever.
Yeah. Somebody should ask them, is this one also going to be in New York, or will it be in Greece this time?
Fucking Schwarzenegger, yeah. I actually have like a 50 movie box set. It's just called Warriors from Mill Creek. It's got all the old sword and sandal adventure movies.
Actually, what I want to know,
Yeah.
why hasn't anybody done a remake of the movie Grease, but set in the country of Greece?
Interesting.
Oh, that could be quite entertaining actually if they did it right.
Oh.
And you
I think
could
it
call
is.
it Grease, Greace.
I think they already. It's like wasn't that called Mamma Mia? Oh.
I'm not sure that Italy and Greece are the same place.
But I got. Then of course, don't forget, remember 2014. We had 2 Hercules movies. We had The Legend of Hercules, and then we had Hercules. That was the one starring Dwayne Johnson. And I do remember one magazine basically saying it said, "What's it about? The Rock plays Hercules. Why should I see it? The Rock plays Hercules."
Were you not listening?
Yeah.
I believe
And
we've already told you why.
a lot of people didn't like that or the other movie that year. I said, I liked them both, but then again, I've watched so many of the Hercules movies. This really fits in with the rest of them. I mean, come on. Hercules movies ain't meant to be some Hollywood, Oscar bait blockbuster. No, they meant to be Hercules movies.
Though not gonna lie, I would absolutely love to have a life narrated by the muses.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I need to actually see that movie sometime. I only know a little bit about it because of Kingdom Hearts, basically.
It's good. I remember I rented it.
But it's been in pretty much every Kingdom Hearts game, so.
Also, if you want to make it a double feature, also rent Disney's the animated Tarzan movie.
I think I've seen that one, but it's been a long time.
That's also a movie for kids, right? Right?
Kinda, yeah.
So to speak.
I will say watching it, I watched so many Tarzan movies and TV shows, and I've actually read at least the first 2 Tarzan novels by original novels by Edgar Rice Burroughs, and I will say a lot about Disney's Tarzan. It's like, all right, they stayed pretty true. I mean, aside from just giving the animals just directly human voices, and Rosie O'Donnell voicing one of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, this was the 90s. Rosie was still a star then.
Oh, okay.
She was
Yeah.
It was
90s Rosie was okay.
Yeah.
It was before she got old.
Kirk.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Turk. And you had, let's see, there was, what's his name? Wayne Knight Newman as Tantor the elephant.
He did such a good job.
I can see that.
I know Lance Henriksen was Kershak, the gorilla king. And Glenn Close was Kala, Tarzan's adoptive mother.
Yeah.
But it was a good one. They pretty much, like I said, they pretty much close to Burroughs' story.
But how about that that CGI Lion King?
Didn't bother.
Oof, we don't talk about that one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother either.
Yeah, that animated live action movie.
I think we have a visitor.
Yeah, right?
Hello.
Hello.
All right, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce.
Alright, enjoy.
Hey.
Peace goes sent.
Yep.
Nice seeing you.
He
Look
did.
at this badass old lady here.
I'm Moreika.
Yeah.
That was the second time I heard your name today, Lara. The cultists are talking about you. You're the one who started the cleansing. The one who found the key of Shakshel.
I am.
In other words, the knife.
Oh, don't feel bad, child. The cleansing was long overdue. It must be decided. Do we continue or begin again?
That's not an easy decision.
Did you hear that, Rimac? Deciding the fate of the world is not easy. I like this one. You're right, Lara.
This lady's at least a
Listen.
level 15 shaman.
And if the cult of Kukulkan decides, they will enslave us all and call it protection. Won't they, Rimac? He doesn't talk much. The cult is acting out of fear.
Fear of what?
Fear of the outside. Fear of change. But the same threats that are outside are in all of us. Fear is the enemy, not change. Change is the only constant. But look at me rambling on, Dreamac. The lady must want to buy something to help in her search.
Shaman Nana, why do you have a automatic pistol for sale? And lockpicks?
Because
I'm a little
because
confused.
she's
You know.
Shaman Nana.
Why not?
Shaman Nana.
Wow.
You know,
I need a lot of
sometimes
these things.
you just find things
Dude-
out in the jungle like that.
And
I
dude ain't
guess.
lost his beat yet. He's into that, Rowan.
Oh, yeah. What can I sell? Let's see.
You know, watching all her to take when she says "shock shell," it's like what does that sound familiar? And I finally remembered.
Ah.
This was like 2001 miniseries from Dark Horse,
Thank you.
Battle Gods, Warriors of the
Enjoy it.
Shock.
Hmm?
It was a crazy thing. It was almost kind of in a
Thank you.
Street Fighter vein, but set in a more Mexican theme. So
Enjoy
you
it.
got Mexican wrestling, like Mexican wrestlers, another fighter character with a Mayan mythology behind it as well.
I gotta say, I'm impressed with the intelligence of this old lady. She's probably not a shaman at all. She's just a very smart black market smuggler who knows how to avoid suspicion.
I mean, I can believe it.
Good deal.
There you go, 2 for 5, 2 for 5s. They got
That's
garbage
not
down
enough.
Oh
here.
crap, I thought it was selling, not buying. Whoops.
Thank you.
Yeah, cash rules everything around me.
Here, buy my
Enjoy
bugs.
it.
I think I have enough to buy the knife from the other person now.
Yep.
Black market arms dealer. Old shaman Nana. Ain't nobody suspecting that shit.
Not at all.
Nope.
Yeah. How was it?
Beautiful.
Actually, hold on, sir. Considering where we are, I really have to ask: are you? Is this a butcher shop or are you a priest? Because this could really go either way. This could really go either way here.
That's a good point.
Oh no.
Butcher shop, they're usually a
Oh,
little
see,
bit
look.
cleaner than that.
This is the butcher shop. That guy's definitely a priest.
Yeah.
How is everything?
Shamanana. It's a cool name, Shamanana. Yeah.
Here you go.
Okay, now I've got a lot of the things I was missing. Okay, I wonder if I can read these things over here. I gotta get more language XP. Or at least I want to, but I have to. Those don't connect over there, so I'll have to go over there. I might just keep wearing this outfit outside of the village too, because Lara's killing it in this thing.
Agreed.
Yep.
All full up. Can't carry any more.
There we go.
Yeah, that's one thing about
Born to famine, raised in rebellion, orphaned but never alone. He rises as the sun.
Yeah?
one thing about Blood Hunt. You do have a limit, you know, that's kind of like a limit to what you can carry. There is an actual limit to the amount of ammo you can carry.
Oh yeah, I was actually looking up that game a bit last night. I think I think the main game is purely PvP, so maybe you're just still in like a prologue tutorial setup or something.
I think so. I think you're still
because
like
people are asking if there's going to be a single player mode, and nobody knows.
Yeah, I mean there are other players around there, but I guess they're whatever. I don't know. It's like a neutral thing, but there's a lot of almost seems a lot of fetch quests as part of this. There's PvPs there. A lot of I don't know.
I'm surprised by the fetch quests in what's supposed to be essentially a battle royale.
Yeah.
Very fancy battle royale, I guess.
Yeah.
I just wish they'd hurry up and figure out what they're doing with Bloodlines 2. Because I think that's been put back on hiatus again. Because they seem to keep firing the developers that they hire. But I would really like that game to happen, but I don't know if it's what's going on with why they keep discarding the developers, because the thing that people have been worried about with that game is, you know, Vampire is made by the company White Wolf, and White Wolf seems to have been infested with way too much wokeness over the last few years. So I'm wondering if it's like the developers are just trying to make a good game, and they're like, no, you have to put more social justice in there. You're fired. The last edition I saw of Vampire was an absolute mess. Like the last actual tabletop RPG book was a complete mess. The character designs were all incredibly bland, and like every single one of them was some sort of social justice stereotype. It was awful.
I mean, you know, I remember I still have a lot of the
something nearby.
original rule books.
Guard over me and his harvest.
And the clan books were great, especially like the Nosferatu clan book. Yeah,
Malkavian clan book is my favorite.
Yeah, the Nosferatu clan book was funny because some of the archetypes or just characters they made in there.
I like the military guy. He's like, no, like, what do you mean vampire? No. See, my face looks like this because of Agent Orange.
Yeah. I like the one which is the Mexican. There's actually a masked wrestler character in the Nosferatu.
Oh, like a luchador?
Yeah. And there's also the morbid artsy type vindictively turned. So this is the kind who probably would have been happier being like a Toreador, but no, he got turned into a fucking Nosferatu.
Yeah. Actually,
Nosferatu like to do that.
The mask guy makes sense because the whole thing with the Nosferatu, for anybody listening to this that doesn't know what we're talking about, they're like hideously ugly vampires that can't hide the fact that they're vampires because they look like monsters.
Yeah.
So wearing a mask would really make sense for them.
I remember one of...
what was the one? Before you continue to that one, I wanted to comment on the last one you just said, though. Reminds me of... I don't know if this is the one you're referencing or just a similar one, but they had a character type called the Cleopatra, which was
that's a different one.
Yeah, but it's a similar concept though. The Cleopatra is a beautiful woman who basically had everything handed to her in her life because of her beauty. Like she's probably like a highly successful, famous actress or singer or something because of her beauty. Like you know, like name any gorgeous celebrity that exists nowadays.
A little bit like that. A little bit like, you know, the head cheerleader in high school.
Yeah, or like a... But then like later on they turned into somebody like like a Katy Perry or something. Like
right.
Not making a commentary on anybody's singing ability, but just like there's a lot of female singers or actresses that are mostly getting by on their looks, you know. But then a Nosferatu comes along and turns them into a hideously ugly vampire, and now they're screwed because they had no life skills. They were relying on their beauty, and now the beauty's gone.
Then another Nosferatu was the gross child, who like just completely digging being like he is. Like perfect. Yeah.
And no Burnswell, no dual wielding pistols. They don't do that in this series, except for that one scene, which they did as a nod to the original. But Did you ever play Blast? Did you ever play Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines on PC?
I did not.
Yes.
You should. If you get a chance, you should, because it's excellent.
Yeah.
Also, it's an older game, so it should run just fine on whatever kind of PC you might have.
Right.
But they have a Cleopatra in that game.
Oh boy, I did
I'm
like
not
one.
sure.
I think it was under
the dialect is familiar,
I think
but
it was under,
something's not right.
I forget which clan it was under, but they had the rapper and the fake rapper. And you could obviously tell who they're based on. Like, the rapper looked like iced tea, where the fake rapper looked like Vanilla Ice. Thinking of the Toreador, they had the horror writer. That was very much based on Clive Barker, you could tell.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
The comic book celebrity, obviously based on, well, Image Comics in general, and Rob Liefeld in particular.
Yeah. Oh, another one they had in Bloodlines that was fun was a twist on the clan stereotypes. You find a businessman who is running his own town, like he's a prince. He's an anarch prince, essentially.
Yep.
And he's a sophisticated businessman, and he's a politician. So you're immediately thinking Ventru, right?
Right.
No, he's a Toreador.
Oh wow.
But he's not an artist himself, but he uses his wealth and political power to be a patron to artists.
I had a character who was a Ventru private investigator.
Interesting.
Hey, knowledge is power.
It's true.
That was his thing, getting information.
A friend of mine had an interesting character. He had to basically make a deal with the DM to get a power that normally he wouldn't have, but it made for a fun character. So there's the one group. I think they might be Sabat normally. What's the name of the clan? They're like gypsies and they have the illusion power. They're like Ravnos or something like that.
Ravnos.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So he made a character that was a Malkavian, but he had the chemistry power that the Ravnos use.
Yeah.
To make illusions. But
I always
but hold on.
Yeah.
The thing with the character concept is his character didn't know he had this power. He only ever used it subconsciously. He couldn't just decide to do an illusion that would be helpful. What happened was, because you have to have at least 2 mental disorders as a Malkavian character.
Yeah.
Basically, he had one where he would have like visual hallucinations sometimes, and then his character would subconsciously use the illusion power to copy that hallucination so that everybody saw it.
Yep.
So he's like, "What are you talking about? I'm not just imagining things. You see it too, don't you?"
Yeah.
Great idea. That was fun.
I was like this one artist. He did a bunch of art for the book, especially when it got to when it did the archetypes, the main artwork for them. It was a strange thing. I almost call it almost like a gothic manga style. He was my favorite, and then Tim Bradstreet, who did most of the covers, is almost a photorealistic style.
I also really like the Malkavian clan book because there was like weird childlike doodles all over the place, and I remember one of the one of the pages was backwards.
Yeah.
Like mirror image backwards. One of them was upside down.
I do remember in what was it? One of the main rule book, and there's kind of a side rule book which introduced clans like the Ravnos and the Asanites. I do remember the Ravnos picture of the guy, like he's wearing like a leather jacket, but the T-shirt on underneath has a picture of the Count from Sesame Street.
Harlequins. Which ones are the Harlequins? Oh, that's probably the Malkavian.
The animal ones are the Gangrel, and Blood Majors are the Tremere.
Yeah, those are the ones I usually played. Because I like playing mage characters in RPGs.
The Madness Clan. Oh, that's
yeah, that's Malkavian. That's the one we've been talking about. Yeah.
And the Posh ones, I guess.
There's a Malkavian in Bloodlines that is really interesting. He's a psychiatric doctor.
Oh, of course.
And he's very posh. You really gotta play Bloodlines Blast. It's amazing.
I also had a character that was I said he's a Brujah. He's a Brujah slacker.
Yeah.
I mean, that is
another
form of
interesting character in
rebellion.
Bloodlines. There's a gangrel who is an archaeologist type.
No.
A scholar.
Yeah.
So many good characters.
You remember a TV? Well, probably not. This was the 1990s, but there was a TV
Can't
series.
quite make the dialect out.
Oh, so my 15 to 25 age is then.
It was called Kindred the Embraced.
Oh God, that did not turn out well.
Awful up.
Really?
Can't carry.
Could have been worse though.
It did pretty well. I mean, it covered a lot of stuff from the world of darkness. I mean.
Oh, hold on. It's a campsite here I want to activate. There we go.
It's loud. Okay. Oh,
did you ever play the Dark Ages version of stuff?
I did not.
I forget what. Actually, I don't remember what either one of them called it. There was a mage one and a vampire one. One of them was called Dark Ages, but I don't remember which one. But it was basically medieval times vampire and medieval times mage.
I know I had the books, the rule books for vampire and werewolf. For mage. Yeah, I know I had those three. Never really read about Wraith or Changeling.
Do you remember which editions of them you had?
I don't know. I think that may have been the mage one. May have been first edition.
Because first and second edition were pretty good, but then after that they started doing the quote-unquote new World of Darkness.
Oh yeah, I heard they.
And that's when everything started going downhill.
I heard that last werewolf edition was just positively awful.
That I haven't seen. I haven't played much of Werewolf at all. But yeah, like new mage and new werewolf, or new vampire. I mean,
yeah,
got kind of weird. Like the gameplay mechanics weren't terrible, but they weren't. The story they started to really screw up. Like they changed how the clans worked a lot for some reason, and I don't know. And the traditions got completely butchered.
I don't have enough
for
space
mage.
for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't like it. One thing that they did to Vampire too, like I think they made a lot of the abilities that used to be like just passive benefits started having blood cost. Mm-hmm. So it's like you could barely do anything without having to spend blood on it.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I remember in the earlier editions, you could have stuff like potence, which would make your character stronger. And that was just Zuntite. That was just a passive thing. It was on all the time. Like, you'd be a certain amount of strength all the time.
Yeah.
But then in New World of Darkness, I think they changed it to be like, spend 1 point of blood for every extra point of strength you want to activate. It's like, oh, okay, great. So I punch a couple people, and now I'm out of blood and I'm thirsty. Pain in the butt. Ew, hello. What's going on here?
Come to plunder, outsider? Great warriors have failed the challenges. The hidden places offer rich rewards, if you survive.
What are you talking about?
A rite of passage. A test to separate the corn from the stalk. A trial that all cultist warriors must face. Nothing for the likes of you.
I'm talking about my stock.
You have no idea what I'm capable of.
Then find the path of battle. See if you and your arrogance can survive it.
Yeah, Burnswell, there's some great stuff there. Yeah, plus if you ever do get a hold of Bloodlines,
yeah,
which if you can, I highly recommend you do. I think it's pretty cheap on Steam these days as well. But anyway,
yeah, it's only $20.
If you play as a Malkavian,
Yeah,
you actually encounter some hallucinations during the game and get to see stuff the other characters don't see.
Oh man!
Like you get to at one point you get in a shouting match with a stop sign, for example.
Oh dear.
Old man yells at Cloud.
Like the game actually goes into the dialogue system.
Yeah.
And you're basically like every single one of your dialogue options is basically, no, you stop. No, you stop. No, you stop. At one point, I was walking past my character's TV in his apartment, and the TV turned itself on, and the news anchor started having a conversation with me. It's fun. Also, all of your conversation options are weird and
must be the
like nonsensical.
The beast stalking the outskirts.
So you have to try to figure out in your head what your character is actually saying. And once in a while, a character will react to the fact that you're Malkavian and talking gibberish at them. It's just fun. It does make the game a little more difficult, but at least it's harder to figure out what you're saying to people in dialogues. But the results are so much fun. Oh, hello. Found a diggy hole.
Diggy hole.
Pathweave, hello, stranger. How are you doing?
Hey, Path.
What is the up, sir? Does this go anywhere? Did I hit the jig? No. Okay. That's true, Burnsville, but let's not give away too much about that part, shall we? You just finished your Big Eyes Small Mouth game. Interesting that you were just doing a tabletop RPG when we were just talking about tabletop RPGs over here.
Big Eyes Small Mouth. I ain't heard of that in a while.
Yeah. I played that a long time ago, a little bit. It's one of those rules minimal games, you know?
Oh yeah, I mean, hey, you're talking to a guy who gamed a lot in the 90s, like the old school, some of the original vampire and werewolf games, and hell, anything from Palladium games, like Rifts, the Hero System, Ninjas and Super Spies.
Oh god, Hero's system is the most crunchy game system I've ever seen.
I remember we had that system, like as far as superhero games, was that, and we also had Villains and Vigilantes.
Ooh.
Oh, I forgot about the Hunter game. I never even bothered with that one. I'd kind of
I've never played it. My roommate has all the books though.
You guys ever played Mutants and Masterminds?
Once.
Heard of it? Know how to play it.
It's basically the X-Men verse.
Isn't that one of the Palladium ones, or am I thinking of something else?
I'll have to watch my
I'm
step.
not sure.
No, I remember.
I know Palladium had a superheroes game, but I don't remember if it was that one or something else.
I think White Wolf, trying to branch out into stuff besides World of Darkness. They had a Street Fighter RPG.
Oh yeah. Actually, one thing I was going to say about, since we're talking about Big Eyes Small Mouth a little bit there, I find it interesting how there's I know of two games that are both based on anime tropes, and Big Eyes Small Mouth is the one that's like really rules minimum about it, but then the other one I know of is like very number crunchy, so it's like the opposite of Big Eyes Small Mouth. I've mentioned it here before. It's called Anima Beyond Fantasy.
Yeah.
Actually, here it is. This on camera here. It's got quite a good game system to it, actually. If you don't mind some heavy number crunching, it's got some I find that the more number crunchy a system gets, the more flexible it is in exactly how you want to build your character.
Now I've got a,
which I like.
I got a cool, pretty cool game. I've got the rule book for it. I had to really special order this thing after I heard of it.
Burnswell says that Bloodlines is half off on GOG right now, so you might be able to get it for $10 instead of 20.
I do it. Do you have to have a GOG, like an account or something?
Yeah,
like,
you need an account. It's an online store. Yeah. But I'm just saying you can save $10 that way. If you don't care about that, though, just grab it on Steam.
Yeah. There's a game. It's like a fantasy adventure game, like D&D and all the others. But it's an anthropomorphic fantasy adventure game. So basically, it's D&D with furries.
The gate's open. Now I'll just have to get over there.
It's called Iron Claw.
Okay.
Cool. And then they had a second system set in a more Asian setting. That was Jade Claw.
Fitting.
Very fitting.
Yeah.
I bet it has a lot of pandas and tigers.
I guess. I played Iron Claw. I had a character, and it's like you didn't have so much have classes as occupation. It much in the way of the original Warhammer Fantasy RPG. And I had like a leopard guy. It was a pit fighter.
Sounds like he's probably kind of badass, huh?
Yeah.
Shit.
Whoa.
That's impressive. And a little intimidating.
A way to climb that, or lower it somehow.
It's Peter Kers's drum riser.
Yeah. Nope, we're not climbing it.
Nope.
By the way, since we're talking about World of Darkness a lot, anybody who's a fan of World of Darkness, I've mentioned this a bunch of times before, but not necessarily to everybody present. There's another game White Wolf made that is not World of Darkness, but still uses similar game mechanics called Scion, which is about playing as modern-day children of gods. So it's a mythology story. I really like it. Of course, that's part of the thing behind the people we keep rating on Tuesdays. Who are making the game Hero's Journey. They're basically taking the exact same idea and just making their own variation on the rule set. So if anybody hasn't really been checking those raids out on Tuesdays, check it out because it's White Wolf adjacent tabletop role-playing mythology stuff, which is kind of awesome if you ask me.
Sounds pretty sweet to me.
Totems aren't folded in.
Yeah, I played. Yeah, you haven't heard about this, Ray. I used to play in a campaign of Scion, and I thought, well, you know, Thor's a pretty cool god, so I'm gonna be a child of Thor. But I don't want to be just like playing a modern-day mini Thor, you know. So I figured, okay, we'll throw a twist on it. You know, so the character will be a modern-day biker who's like very crude-mouthed, but you know, not this warrior olden-day honor stuff. Like a crude-mouthed biker with a heart of gold. But just to make it a little bit more different from Thor, it's his daughter rather than his son. So foul-mouthed biker chick, badass warrior with thunder hammer.
Almost kind of sounds like, if anybody has ever seen it, this is one from the 1980s. The first live-action Thor we ever got was in the TV movie The Incredible Hulk Returns. This is been off of the 70s and 80s TV series. Had, once again, Bill Bixby as Banner and Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk. And they had 3 movies based on this, and I guess they're just trying to introduce live-action versions of other Marvel characters. The first one had Thor, The second one had Daredevil. And the version of Thor is interesting in that he was... I don't know if he really was a god or just a warrior blessed by the gods with the hammer. But he didn't have all the powers like you see like on other movies. But one thing that was really funny, a couple of parts where, he was he seemed like out of place in this world, and he's trying to find a place, guys like him. So Donald Blake, who was not so much an alter ego, but he could summon Thor into physical being with the hammer. But anyways, he takes him to a biker bar where he fits in just fine, drinking, carousing, and getting into fights. It's great.
Yeah.
But my favorite part...
Hold on. To answer Bonenswell's question there, the character I was playing did not have Mjolnir. She had a sledgehammer that got enhanced that was given magical powers of its own. Like, it started as just a sledgehammer she used at her job, because she was just like an odd job worker. Because I wanted to explain why she had such a high strength score. Other than just her upbringing, but just like, because when you start the game, you're just a regular human, and you don't find out what your ancestry is until you're grown up, basically. So she was just a regular human at first. The divinity in her blood hadn't woken up yet. So she needed reasons why she was strong other than just being the kid of Thor. Yeah. So it was like, alright, she does odd jobs. She wanders the country, she does odd jobs, so she's been doing a lot of fence construction and stuff lately, so she's got a sledgehammer for her job. And then later, when her awakening happened, her biker buddy, who was like this short, barrel-chested biker buddy of hers, nicknamed Big Ben, turned out to be an Asgardian dwarf in disguise.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
And he told her who her father was, and put some runes on her sledgehammer to bless it and give it, unlock some of her powers for her. And then later on, I found out he wasn't just any Asgardian dwarf, but later on, when she had some adventures and ascended to the level of becoming a demigod in her own right, I found out that he was specifically, and let me know if anybody recognizes this name, Sindri. And if you don't recognize that name, that is one of the two dwarven brothers who created Mjolnir for Thor.
Yeah. But I tell you, the funniest thing that happened on that movie was when Thor, in the morning, he just had a shower, he's just got a towel on, and he's already, since he's a Viking, he's already opened a whole 6-pack of beer and poured it into a pitcher, which he's kind of holding with one hand by the handle. And there's a knock at the door, and there's this character in the old Hulk show.
Ah, heck.
This investigative reporter pursuing the Hulk for a story. Mm-hmm. So, thinking he's found Ben instead, he goes up in his apartment, and who answers the door but Thor? Here's this big, honking, muscular, blonde guy wearing just a towel, drinking beer from a pitcher first thing in the morning. What do you want? I'm looking for a man. You have found one.
I like it.
Yeah.
Although, come to think of it, Burnswell, speaking of Mjolnir, the hammer, there's some default characters in the book for Scion that are here's a pre-made example party if you want to jump straight in without making your own characters, or if you just want to see example characters. So each pantheon had one example character in it, and the one for the Norse was he was also a son of Thor, but he was more of a gun-centered guy. No. So he had a what they call a relic, which is your magic item that you can have in the game that helps you unlock your powers and do shit. He had a revolver made for him, where the hammer, fittingly enough, of the revolver was made from a small chip taken from Mjolnir.
Yeah.
So he had a thunder revolver.
Wow.
It was kind of a cool idea. Unfortunately, he was not a very well-built character, stats-wise, because, he was very revolved, so to speak. his concept revolved around this revolver, but he had a very, very low dexterity score, which, while that fits in with the concept of Thor, because he's more of a brute than a quick type character, dexterity is used to determine your chance to hit with ranged weapons. So he had this really cool revolver, and that was his fighting style. It was his only weapon he had, but he couldn't hit with it worth shit.
Oof.
Unfortunately. My character had a fair amount of dexterity in the end, but mostly just for battlefield speed, because my whole idea was, I was playing my character like a very aggressive protector concept. So, like, not the kind of protector who, like, jumps in front of their friend with a shield, but more like I'm going to protect you by getting up in the enemy's face before they can do anything, and I'm going to become their problem, so that they're not worried about you anymore. I'm going to get in there and fuck their shit up. So I needed to be able to be fast to do it, but more so strong and sturdy so that I wouldn't get hurt, and I was strong enough to make the enemy worried about me. Like, I'm not just in the way, I am a threat to you. You worry about me. So kind of a Superman concept in that sense.
We also lost it on the Discord, by the way.
Oh yeah, I gotta redo that. I was thinking about that while reloading the game, and then when it finished reloading, it was gone. There we go.
Know the feeling there.
A revolver that shoots hammers. That'd be badass.
Can't very well comment on the game if we can't see the damn game, friend.
So true. So true. That's why I have you guys here to yell at me when I forget to do it.
Or politely.
But yeah, that game was fun, and I did a good job of making the character nice and sturdy. Throughout the entire campaign, I only ever took damage twice. And not because I wasn't throwing myself into danger, just because I made myself strong enough to not get hurt by things. And both of those times were at the beginning, where I wasn't super strong yet. It was a fun character. I could just, like, jump out of planes and shit without bothering with a parachute. Stuff like that. Somebody shot me in the face with, at point blank once, so I just laughed at them.
Oh, me.
Fun character. And when I hit demigod level, they upgraded my sledgehammer for me to be like a more proper fancy weapon for, you know, an aspiring deity, right?
Yeah.
So I decided I was going to have an element to it. You know how Thor's hammer, at least in the Marvel universe, I don't know if the actual mythology does this, but in Marvel, Mjolnir cannot be lifted by the unworthy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to have I had something vaguely along the lines, but not because of worthiness. It was like, I was one of the few people who could lift the hammer at all, but only because it was incredibly fucking heavy. So we determined that basically when they upgraded my hammer, it was picture a motorcycle's engine block attached to a metal stick. Like, I was just literally smashing people with an engine block. It was fun. I miss that character. I miss playing that character. But I look forward to trying to reconstruct the character in Hero's Journey RPG when they finish making it. Because the streams they do on Tuesdays are their own internal playtesting with friends and such.
Nice.
It's coming along really well, though. They've given me little glimpses of it and what it's like. These people that are making it, by the way, are people who did a lot of heavy modifications to Scion back in the day. They did basically a whole set of their own house rules and changes for it that we were using in our campaign. Because they were pretty good. And for a little while, they were doing a YouTube channel where they talked about mythology stuff and they did some Q&A and things. And I ended up being somewhat featured on that once because they did a few videos at one point where they were doing a if you're a DM running a game of Scion and you're having trouble with something, write to us and ask us your questions and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And at one point, my DM, I was watching one, and they don't give out the names of the people who write in, but as I was reading out this guy's question, I was like, wait a minute, this is about me. This guy was like, hey, this player did this thing in my campaign, and I need to know how to deal with it. I was like, wait, that's the thing I did. And when I ended up talking to them later, I was like, hey, you remember this? That was me. Because early on in the, like a lot of these tabletop RPGs, they'll do like pre-made adventures that you can buy, right? Or that come with the books. And our GM was using those. And one of the early adventures that sort of introduces people to everything, like when the first thing the characters do is there's some shit going down in Las Vegas with Titan cults. And there's this one cult on the top of... have you guys heard of one of the more famous casinos in... oops. Hold on, I want to check something out up here first. One of the more famous casinos they have on the Las Vegas Strip is called the Stratosphere.
Yeah.
It's like
I would know.
I believe it's the tallest tower, like the tallest building in the city. It's like a Space Needle / CN Tower kind of thing.
Okay.
So they had a cult ritual thing going on in there, and up on the roof, it's not there anymore, but back at the time this was written, there used to be a roller coaster on the roof of that casino. And in this Scion adventure, it was corrupted in a way so that there was a when the cultists complete the ritual, there's a famous, I forget its name. There's a famous giant snake from Greek mythology that I think they said. No, that's Norse mythology. From Greek mythology, that Hercules wrestled this snake for like a week straight or something. To like keep it held back.
Yeah.
And so they summoned this snake, but because it's in a modern setting, it got like melded with the roller coaster, so now it's like a living snake monster roller coaster. And yeah, the players have to fight it. And I don't know if we were rushed into this, like if we were just doing this adventure too early, too low a level or something, but we could not hurt it. Even my character who had maxed out strength for the... Because depending on how far up you get in your divinity, you'll have limits to your stats. And they go up as your divinity level goes up. But I was maxed... My strength for our current divinity level was at its maximum, but I could not hurt the thing. None of us could hurt it. Like, we just couldn't get through its damage resistance. So eventually we had the idea of, like, okay, it's like 3 in the morning, and while the Las Vegas Strip is never dead, this is at least the point of the day where it's going to be the least number of people around. And part of the roller coaster extended over the edge of the roof, because roller coasters are trying to be scary, right? So we're like, okay, let's take our magic weapons and destroy some of these supports to see if we can get this snake as it goes across the part of the track that's over the edge of the building and drop the snake off the building. It'll be like a 100-story fall. Maybe that'll hurt the damn thing, right?
It's an idea.
So now I'm listening to this question on this QA thing, and you're like, yeah, my player dropped this monster off of the thing onto the Las Vegas Strip. How am I supposed to deal with this? It was funny. And I was like, that was me.
Sometimes you gotta get creative.
Yeah. Plus, I think he was in this mindset of, in World of Darkness games, which again, this is not World of Darkness, but in World of Darkness games, you are strongly encouraged, if not threatened at the threat of your life, to hide what you are from the world. And hide the existence of anything supernatural from the world. Because that's part of the whole point of World of Darkness, is it's all supposed to be secret stuff. That mentality does not necessarily exist in Scion. But I think he was still under that mentality. It's like, well, the whole world just saw this happen, now what the fuck do I do? Now what we do is we revel in it, because Scion is about building your legend.
I remember there was one really good series.
Sorry, give me 1 second, I need to talk to this NPC.
Sure.
Pisco?
You've already spoken to them, haven't you?
I have.
But you still don't see it.
They all had hope.
You need to do better than that if you want to win the game, Lara. Hope is one thing, but all those who have been cast out have thrived in their new lives despite their circumstances.
Even you, Pisco.
Well, I am the best Batoli player Paititi has ever known. Not bad for a dead man.
Not bad at all.
So again, what did you learn?
I learned that sacrifice can make your life better. That you shouldn't be constrained by the legacy of your family. You can find your own path. Love is stronger than death, and you need to believe in something greater than yourself. But ultimately, you can't control everything. It's what you make of your situation that defines you.
Well said, Lara. You're sure you're not dead?
I mean, have you been watching? I've died at least 50 times.
Yeah,
it's not the throw of the dice that wins the game. It's the skill of the player.
I see that now.
What did you think of Moreka, the outcast?
She was expecting me. She seemed to know quite a bit about me.
Ah, she knows a lot about everything, Ishiki. She has the most wondrous items in her shop.
You have to know a lot about everything when you're a black market smuggler.
I saw.
Yeah.
You were lucky you found her. She often travels outside of Paititi, gathering inventory.
She seemed the most optimistic.
Of course she is. We have a saying in Paititi. We all create destiny. We don't choose our circumstances, only our actions. A lesson my friend Taki needs to learn. Well played.
Thank you, Pisco. I'll bring the dice back to Taki.
With safe's coming comes wisdom. That's right, Burnswell.
I was thinking.
Yeah?
There was a really good series. I believe, when did this run? 2007. It's called Moonlight.
Okay.
It was a vampire series. It centered around this character as a private investigator. He was a vampire, and it kind of covered between the world of the vampires and the humans.
Was he moonlighting?
Yeah. And we kind of get a little background. Like, he's not like hundreds of years old, expect a vampire. He's only probably been a vampire for about that point, maybe 50 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
Like, physically in his 30s, but anyways, it's interesting, especially when you meet, basically, vampires have to keep their existence hidden from the human world, so they have to monitor when vampires are created, and make sure they're brought in and know how to acclimate, as we see in one episode when that doesn't happen. And they even have their own enforcers to make sure that secrets are kept. Like, when
this is all very World of Darkness.
Yeah, one part, I guess the lady who's in charge of that, she sees some of her guys loading plastic bags into the back of a van, and she points at these two guys with blood smeared all over their face and clothes. She said, Mr. Sloppy and Mr. Stupid got a little carried away with their dinner.
Yeah. Nice. Sounds like it was pretty good.
Oh yeah, it was a good series, and it probably would have carried on for longer. Unfortunately, it was a victim of the 2007 writers' strike.
Oh,
and,
yeah, I remember that now.
With no new episodes being made, by the time it kind of got rolling again, people had lost interest in it. I guess it was alright. The main star, Alex O'Loughlin, went on to do, I don't know how many seasons he did of Hawaii Five-0.
You know, I never saw that, but I think people generally like that.
Yeah, it was a decent show. Of all the TV remakes, it did the best and was done the best. I haven't seen all the TV remakes. I saw like maybe an episode each of the new versions of Magnum P.I. and MacGyver, and I was like, all right, they're decent enough.
Oh, I love the original MacGyver.
Oh, you know what? I will honestly say I cannot remember ever watching an episode of the original MacGyver. I don't know what was on at the same time that I was watching that instead of MacGyver.
I've never seen the remake. Ooh. Yeah, any of you World of Darkness fans, definitely check out Scion or... Well, Hero's Journey has a website up. It's not available yet because they haven't finished developing it all yet, but it's coming along strong so far. But yeah, it's those people I was talking about that had the house rule for Scion and the write us in for advice. They're the ones making Hero's Journey.
Hey, she's back. Welcome back, love.
Just in time, there, Kai. Yep, done.
There you are.
How is?
Yes.
Is this good?
Oh, here's where I did the swan dive from. Okay.
Yeah. What did I miss?
A lot of yammering, mostly. And
you missed Shaman Nana.
Oh yeah. you missed the weird. So this village full of people with the ancient technology levels.
Mm-hmm.
There's an old lady who's got like shaman face paint and clothing on, who sold me, who's trying to sell me some guns and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. You look like an old lady shaman, but you're actually the black market gun smuggler. Good disguise.
Sounds good to me.
Right now, I need to figure out.
I'd buy guns from a black market old lady any day.
I didn't actually buy the gun, but I bought some other technology from her, like lockpicks and the rope ascender. How the hell do I open this? I want in.
To be perfectly honest, it kind of reminds me of Grandma.
Your grandma?
From grandmother from Warframe. Demos.
So it was time for a chinwag and everything.
Yee.
I mean, she didn't talk that way, but...
I love that old lady. She's so fucking cool.
I can't figure out how to get into this tomb here, so... Let's go back to town and I'll show you Grandma Gunrunner. As soon as I figure out how to go back. Actually, no, I can go through the water. I remember that now. There's an underwater passage here.
Just gluing balls to my dick piercings.
It's nice.
Here's a sentence.
As a sentence, I've been waiting a non-zero amount of minutes to say. Oh, I dropped my ball. Okay, here we go.
Well, it had to happen one of these days. Congratulations.
You discovered you're a kitsune.
Wait, what?
Kitsunes have a notama.
The only
in case a foxball.
Kitsune I know is Krevin, and he's a booger fooks.
Yes, Krevin of the Twin Tails.
he is.
I
That's
still want to know what an otame is.
It's
There's- yeah, pretty much.
It's their excess power into a ball that they carry with them. So if it's taken from them, you're taking power and sometimes their soul away.
It's
sounds
sort
like
of
a
similar
liability.
to sort of similar to the pearl that Oriental dragons carry.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't know anything about that, so that doesn't help me. That's
So you've never seen a picture of an Eastern dragon that was carrying a pearl?
Sure, but I didn't know anything about it.
Well, now you do.
I guess so.
All full up. Can't
Trying to
carry
find
anymore.
Nana again. She's around here somewhere. She's not inside. I was just trying to see if I could pass through the house. I think she was somewhere around here, but she's not marked on the map, which is weird because the other merchant is. Huh.
Maybe she moves.
I hope not. I mean, there's two distinct different merchants on this map, but only one of them is shown.
Well, if you were running an illegal operation, would you want to stick around in one place for very long?
I mean, with her rock solid disguise, I wouldn't be worried about it. Maybe it's just a little farther down than I thought. And
balls are half glued.
There's a sentence. Yeah, or as Burnswell calls her, the blind lady that can't do her makeup properly. Yes. You're looking for the gangsta old lady packing the Uzi. Yeah, that's her. Not a single word of exaggeration there.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be there to determine if it's an Uzi or not.
It's at the very least Uzi adjacent.
Does not stop talking.
What?
I hear one voice above all others in there, and he ain't stopped talking yet.
Oh yeah, the guy in the background.
Might be an auctioneer.
I think it's like the old man who sits on the front steps, got like a 40 ounce in a bag all day.
Damn it, can't find her again. She was
Like
somewhere in this area.
Old man yells at cloud. Are you
Man with a
kids
giant sharp piece of metal is very confused. Wasn't this, is it? No.
Quite a number of open bolt submachine guns that look like Uzis.
This is really annoying me now. Where the hell did she go? Why is she on the map, damn it? She's a freaking shop. I thought she was in the upper section, but I'm not sure if I'm going too far. Actually, no, I think she was out a little bit. Oh. Ah. Frustrating.
I got glue all over my balls.
There she is.
Come see
All right.
what I have to trade.
See, here's our gun runner lady.
Yeah, all I had to do was
disguise,
listen.
eh?
All I had to do was listen for the drums. That gang
Yeah,
stopped.
It's true.
That's a decent
How can I
disguise.
help you, Lara?
So this fully automatic pistol, not an actual Uzi, but Uzi-ish enough for at least Burnswell to make the joke.
NEP-14?
Yeah, it says it's a full automatic pistol.
Come find me if you need anything else.
Alright, now we gotta go back and give that kid his dice back. She's still very gangsta, yes, I agree. And so is the gun.
So, from the looks of it, it looks like it's based on a MAC-10. If you were curious.
Yeah, sure. Sounds about right. I think.
Very, very similar. Actually, one of the more visually similar guns to an Uzi.
Also, we were having a discussion about one of the stalls in the marketplace here.
Oh,
I have a question for you, Kai. Let me find the correct place. Alright, here we go. Is this man here? Is this man a butcher or a priest?
Yes.
Kai gets it.
I found your dice, Taki.
Oh, thank you.
Didn't you say Pisco stole your dice?
Everyone knows Pisco steals.
According to him, you wanted to play a game and you lost.
He wouldn't let me play again. Just one more roll and I would have won.
Pisco wanted you to know.
It's not the throw of the dice that wins the game. It's the skill of the player. Now that I have my dice back, I can practice more. Thanks again, Ishiki.
Is he a butcher priest or a priest butcher?
Yes.
I don't think he's a priest butcher. I think he's butchering a chicken, but, you know.
Oh, you.
Maybe after the rituals, he sells the chicken.
I mean, somebody's got to eat it, or it's not really a sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, if somebody were to eat it, then it would exactly not be a sacrifice.
I mean,
be a meal.
It has
it's
to
just
be,
lying there and
it has to be
rots. That's
sacrificed. It's fed to the gods.
Sure, if they're not going
You
to
said-
appear in person, they've got to use somebody's mouth to eat it.
No, that's not how sacrifices work.
Depends on the gods.
Generally not.
Because one of the things we were talking about while you were gone was that Scion RPG. And one of the pantheons they had in there, I guess they just wanted to add an extra culture in. One of the pantheons is not technically gods, at least not in real world mythology, but they added in the Loa spirits as a pantheon of explaining that they have just recently ascended to the point of being gods. And their whole thing is they never manifest physically. What they do is they possess somebody, and while that person is possessed, that person is that god. And that's how those gods have kids and stuff. So they could do this, something like that to her, like, hey, you make a sacrifice, and then the god spirit possesses somebody and then eats it.
Fair. That would
So
be
it worked
a
for
way.
them. Alright, so our next quest is up there, but we're pretty much out of time. I don't want to start a whole story thing right now, but I want to get to the... I don't think I can climb out of here. Oh, wait. Can I climb up from down here?
Right, these dick piercings actually look pretty good.
Cone will
glad I-
shift.
Ripping your floor out and climbing out of your basement.
And cone will shift.
Glad I decided to do the bimetal barbells. So, like, the shaft of the barbell is gold, but the balls are silver. That was a really good idea on my part.
Anything could have prepared me for this place. The people, their history, everything they've lived, and who they are today. To hear him tell it, Amaru, Dominguez, Kukulkan only wants to keep Paititi safe.
Paititi.
But I've seen the lengths he'll go to, the murder and cruelty. I have to stop him.
All right. And can we craft?
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Was he butchering a chicken priest for a priest chicken? Oh, you.
Chicken priest.
So there you go. There's your taped mags there. Okay.
Oh yeah. Always
Nice.
gotta have those.
Looks a lot less silly than the one in the last game.
By the way, also for those curious, if you were given a choice in a situation like this between a MAC-10 and an Uzi, take the MAC-10.
Yeah.
The cyclic rate is almost twice that of an Uzi.
Good to know.
But be very, very ginger careful on that trigger because you'll mag dump in a fucking heartbeat.
All right.
Yep.
Let's see who we've got to raid today.
You figure that with a cyclic rate of 1,500 rounds per minute and a 10-round magazine, it's basically gone. You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Blink and you missed it.
Yep.
Which is why I say cyclic rate instead of rate of fire, because rate of fire assumes that, one, you have unlimited ammo, and a barrel that won't melt down. So cyclic rate is a more appropriate term, but if you want firing rate, it's much, much lower because you have to take the mag out, put a new mag in theory, let the barrel cool down, or, yeah. Firing rate is much, much, but